Hi everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we dig into the corporate world secrets. Today we are looking at United Security Bankshares' latest filing. Is this community bank a safe bet, or are there hidden cracks beneath the surface? We'll find out, and trust me, some of the details are going to raise an eyebrow. United Security Bankshares is a bank holding company. Think of them as the parent company of United Security Bank, a community bank serving California's Central Valley. First, a look at who they want on their board. It's the usual business: Stanley Cavala, Tom Ellerthorpe, Jagrup Gill, Heather Hammack, Nabil Mahmood, Kenneth Newby, Susan Quigley, Brian Tikas, Dora Westerlund, and Dennis Woods. Lots of local business people and current board members. Next, there's a proposal to approve something called the United Securities Bankshares 2025 Equity Incentive Award Plan. Basically, they want to set aside some company stock, 1.2 million shares, to give to executives and employees as a reward. They also want to increase the number of shares they're allowed to issue from 20 million to 50 million. This doesn't automatically mean they'll issue more, but it gives them the option to do so in the future, maybe to raise money or acquire another company. Shareholders get to give a thumbs up or down on their choice of auditor, Moss Adams LLP. It's a pretty standard procedure. Then there's a say on pay vote. Shareholders get to give their opinion on how much the top executives are getting paid. It's non-binding, meaning the board doesn't have to listen, but it's a way for shareholders to voice concerns. The meeting to vote on all this is in late May. If you own stock in the company as of late March, you get to participate. Now, let's get to the interesting stuff. The proxy statement summarizes information to help make informed vote decisions at the meeting. If you use a broker to hold your shares, they will vote your shares for one item, which is considered routine, but you will need to explicitly direct them how to vote for the other non-routine items. The proxy statement and the annual report on Form 10K are available on the internet at a specific link. Time to look at who owns the company. Dennis Woods, the chairman, president, and CEO, owns about 7% of the stock. Jagrup J. Gill also owns around 7%. Bridge Wealth Advisory Group and Dimensional Fund Advisors each own over 5%. What's important here is that there's no single overwhelming shareholder controlling the company. All the directors and executives together own about 22% of the company. That's a decent chunk, meaning they have a real stake in how the company performs. The company publishes a board diversity table. It has 3 women, 6 men, and 1 director declined to disclose. As for ethnicity, it has 1 Hispanic and 2 white women, and 5 white and 1 person from 2 or more races that are men, and again, 1 declined to disclose. The audit committee signed off on the company's accounting and reports. The audit committee also confirmed that there have been no new circumstances or developments since their respective appointments to the audit committee that would impair any member's ability to act independently. How much do the non-employee directors make? The fees range from about $25,000 to $52,000. They get a mix of cash and stock awards. Nothing too outrageous and pretty typical for a company this size. Now to the election of directors. A quick rundown on each nominee. Dennis Woods is the longtime CEO. Stanley Cavala is in steel construction. Tom Ellerthorpe is in insurance. You get the idea. Local business people with experience in the community. The executives are the key to a company. The named executives officers are Dennis Woods, David Kinross, and Porsche Saunders. Time to talk pay. The key numbers. Dennis Woods' base salary is about $664,000. David Kinross makes about $288,000 and Porsche Saunders $225,000. On top of salary, there are incentives or bonuses. Woods and Kinross got about 22% of their salary as bonuses, while Saunders participates in loan incentive programs which amounted to 65% of her base pay. Pretty lucrative. And in a long-term plan, each received awards equaling 20% of their salary in stock. This is common for this type of industry to keep them attached to the company and doing well. Now, the SEC requires companies to detail executive compensation compared to performance of the company. The tables show that over 2024, the total shareholder return, that is what an investor would see, has increased by 125 times 67 cents for its peers. The company has a number of governance items to help guide the business. The board of directors oversees its business and monitors the performance of management. The company has a plan to help incentivize key people to stay with them. To help further this, there is a life insurance policy to cover the company in case the employees leave. The company pays for medical, disability, dental, and vision for NEOs and their families. This is common in the industry and helps with retention and recruitment. The company has a policy where they can recover compensation if an executive does something wrong. The filings mention employment agreements with Woods, Kinross, and Saunders. These agreements lay out the terms of their employment, including what happens if they're terminated or there's a change in control of the company. It mostly boils down to a continuation of salary and insurance for a certain time, as well as how a change in control affects the payouts. It's protection for the executives, but also for the company, ensuring they stay on board during transitions. A legal disclosure indicates some of the company's directors and executive officers are customers of the bank. The bank also engages in transactions with corporations in which company's director or officer own or serve. That's not necessarily bad, but it's something to be aware of. Finally, the vote on approving the equity incentive plan requires a majority, and the board is for. Now, what's my take on all this? Well, United Security Bank Shares seems like a pretty standard community bank. They're profitable, but growth has slowed down. The executive compensation seems reasonable, not excessive, and the board is made up of local folks with relevant experience. But there are always risks. The success of a bank relies so heavily on the local economy. 1 or 2 big loan defaults can hurt a company. The slow growth means there are probably better places to invest your money in right now. Thanks for watching Corporate Decoder. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.